This is a how to play and tips and tricks for the Earth and Water deck in Hexery. The Earth and Water deck is one of the more tricky decks to play because it focuses on a very circumstantial ability. So it often focuses a lot on these Phantom Starosas and the Starosas in general. There's 3 different ones. I can't seem to name them all at the moment, but basically they can't be blocked by minions with less defense. So if you can raise their defense high enough, you can usually just bypass any things. Cards like Title Sport here give all your minions increased defense for the charge, so this is a really good one to help finish off your opponent by giving all your Starosas a defense boost, enough to basically get past your opponents. So let's start by doing your basic create resource and send out a minion. Other cards like Strengthen will increase the attack of your minions, and guys like the Aquatic Defender can give your minions increased defense. The Mana Swell Tree Folk help let you get more cards out with less resources on the field, though it does give a lot of green mana, which is kind of the secondary aspect of this deck. This deck is mostly around the blue. Now we can cast this. So yeah, as it stands, the Phantom Starosa is essentially just a basic 2/2 right now, since the opponent's creature is a 2/2, so it can block ours. So you might as well end our turns. There's no point just pointlessly losing the 1/1 when we can use something else for it. And we can also cast the Aquatic Defender, which when it comes into the field lets you raise the defense of any one monster by 1. So if we use that on the Phantom Starosa, it's now a 2/3, so that means it's able to bypass our opponent's monsters, or monster in this case. So now when we attack, his monster can't block it, so we get a free hit in. That is really what helps this deck win, just the ability to continually hit your opponent straight out, not letting them do anything to block it. Cast the Mana Swell to gain Earth Mana, which we can use. So when it comes onto the field, it grants you Earth Mana, which we can use to cast this guy here. And by using these guys, you can substantially increase your defenses on the field in a short time. And of course, you just attack directly again. This deck often just really slowly whittles down your opponent's life unless you can get a couple of them out and combine strengthens and title supports and stuff like that to just amp up your Starosas and straight hit your opponent. Yeah, all the decks use these basic minions, but I mean every deck should. They're great all around, honestly. I mean, they just sit there, they can take your hits, they can hit your opponent, or they can become resources, which you can use to cast the fancier guys, like the Aquatic Defender and Starosa and such. So you cast from point after it, so that'll return 1 minion to our hand, and unfortunately I feel like, yep, just gonna target the Phantom Starosa, which means it does lose its defense bonus. And you're trying that as well. Okay. Since we can cast out 2 regular 2/2s rather than the Starosa, it's a lot better to do that. So now we can use our minions to make a fairly strong hit and destroy a couple opponent creatures while still retaining strong defense on our own. As this stands, it's probably better to send out this guy, since our opponent's defenses are going to be gone anyway. Just attack with 4 guys. And he kept 1, but we only lost 1 also. Let's actually, if we cast Strengthen on one of our 2/2s, I don't think it really matters which. Guess we'll go with Phantom. And we attack with it, it'll be a lot stronger for the attack. It gains +3 attack, so it's a 5/2. If the opponent lets it through, it'll do a lot more damage, which apparently he did. And if you notice, 10 damage with only 4 minions hitting. Especially if this guy is unblockable, when you can do those sort of things, it really just hurts. Yeah, basically the opponent has very little they can do right now. So let's just cast this, just to guarantee us a win. Yeah, never ever know. And attack with him. He's got a high enough defense, he can just attack straight on. And that's roughly a how to play of the Earth Water deck.